Most marketers are paying a success tax. Every time their email list grows, their monthly software as a service, or SaaS, bill spikes. But as a principal architect, I look for infrastructure, not just tools. Today, we're going to audit FluentCRM 3.0. I've got a beta version here, and it is a self-hosted powerhouse that gives you total data sovereignty without the SaaS bloat. I'm William Beam. I'm a certified information systems security professional and a principal architect. I look at software as infrastructure, not just a set of marketing features. Today, we're performing a clinical audit of FluentCRM 3.0. It's a self-hosted powerhouse that gives you total data sovereignty without the SaaS bloat. So let's take a look at the engine. FluentCRM was completely rewritten on View 3. In architectural terms, that means this dashboard is now a single-page application. So if you watch as I click, you can see that the page isn't refreshing. Everything is happening in the browser, not at the server. There are no full-page refreshes. By using a virtual DOM, which is a document object model, the processing happens in the browser. That makes things much faster. It makes the management of thousands of subscribers feel as fast as a native app. So what I've got here are 1,000 contacts on this site. And don't worry, this is just mock data. So I've imported all of this so I can have various subscribers over here. And I want you to take a look at some of the changes that they've made. I've got this currently set. You can see how long this screen is going. Usually it starts like 10 or 25 subscribers. Well, let me scroll all the way to the bottom just to show you. And this turns out to be a benefit for you. Down at the bottom, you can see now that you've got up to 600 contacts per page. That means if you want to just select that many, click select all and make a change, it works. So for this, we've got 600 selected. I did a test in the article that I'm going to show you where I just selected everything and I came down here to the bottom where it says 6 selected. What do I want to do? I'm going to select an action and I wanted to remove from tags. So that's basically going to be a write operation. And so let's remove this and we're going to select the tags they have, were they customer or they lead. Well, I'm going to change and take away their customer tag. I'm going to confirm this and let's just take a look at how fast this happens. That result, when I timed it before, was 6.45 seconds. I just did the same thing here and didn't put a counter up on the screen, but basically what I counted off to myself was about 6 seconds, give or take. The server I'm using is not full size for what I would recommend, and we'll get into those details a little bit later. But for a small server that I've got, this is my development server. It's 2 gigabyte of RAM and 1 CPU. That's pretty damn fast. For a full size, or at least a minimum size server for an application like this, it's going to go even much faster because you'll have more than 1 CPU, you'll have more RAM, and it just really shows that they have made this performance that much better than their previous versions. Now, if you want to know why it's better, let me show you. The biggest myth in WordPress is that plugins slow down your site. That's usually true because they dump everything into standard junk drawers of your database. But I want you to take a look at this. First off, my site is hardened. You won't see a standard WP prefix here. I use jugp for security. So as we come over here to this database view, you can see there's jugp. If I scroll all the way down to the bottom, these ones where it says options, post meta, post term meta, and so on down, those are the default WordPress database tables. So what is all this other stuff over here? You're going to see that we have FC for the CRM. For the commerce, we're going to have FCOM. So let's take a look at that a little further up here. So FCOM, that's going to be for FluentCart. For the calendar, you're going to see FCal. Basically what's happened is that the vendor who provides these tools, WP Managed Ninja, creates their own database tables. They're dedicated. I'm using MariaDB, so they're indexed MariaDB tables. They don't compete with your blog posts for resources. They live in their own high-speed lanes. What happens for most plugins is that they don't create their own tables. They come down here and they put everything in post meta, or in some cases, some of these other tables down here. That creates a lot of bloat. As the tables grow from various plugins that are updating this table, it gets slower as the server has to go traverse through all those records. So the folks at WP Managed Ninja did an incredibly smart thing. They looked at their architecture. They thought, you know what? Our tools can be much faster if we create our own tables. And that's what you're seeing right here. So these other tables that you're going to see, so I've got Fluent Booking, I've got FluentCRM, I've got FluentCart on here. So this is what I call the sovereign triangle, because the CRM, the store, and the booking engine share this clean database architecture. They handshake with each other instantly. When an order comes into FluentCart, the CRM knows it immediately. No Zapier, no APIs, no third-party data leaks. It's a unified business ecosystem running on your own private VPS. And that's what all these tables are doing for you. So as we come over here, I'm in FluentCRM right now. Again, this is a development server. I've got FluentCart down here. I could put in other tools, Fluent Community, Fluent Booking. All those things have their own tables. They speak to each other instantly. The problem with the software as a service is that you need to get something else to connect. Some of them do have a few places where you can integrate with the ones that they've done on their own, but it may not be what you're using. You've got to use something like Zapier or Make. Not only does that add latency, it slows down the updates, but it means that you don't have any central resource or single source of authority for your knowledge. Well, with this stack, FluentCart is your source of authority. It'll know everything you need to know about your transactions with FluentCart, about your courses with Fluent Community, your calendar schedule with Fluent Booking. So let's go ahead and take a look at the infrastructure standards that you're going to need. So let me give you a quick note on specs while I'm running this audit on a small development server. For a production environment, this is the minimum I want you to have. 4 gigabytes of RAM, 2 virtual CPUs, and that's going to ensure that your database, and I'm recommending MariaDB because it's faster. Basically, it ensures your indexes stay in memory, providing sub-second response times, even during a major email broadcast. So you're looking at very fast, under 100 millisecond response. So think about it. Is FluentCRM 3.0 right for you? Right now, I'm using a beta. This will be launching fairly soon from the time that I've released this video. If you're tired of renting your audience from SaaS platforms and you're ready to own your own infrastructure, the answer is a clinical yes. It's faster. The security is better. It is significantly more cost-effective than the legacy alternatives. I've published a full 3,000-word technical audit at suburbiapress.com. You can find the link in the description. If you want this exact sovereign stack built and hardened for your business in a single day, you can check me out on a VIP day. But as you were going through this little article here, you can see that I've done a deep dive. I am looking at the problems of SaaS and how the Fluent stack is really making a hardened, secure, and sovereign site. This is an outstanding tool. They've made FluentCRM better with this Vue platform. And as I said, that is a single web application written in JavaScript. It means that you're getting better performance. They've rewritten FluentCRM from the ground up, and you can tell in the performance. So my advice to you, stop renting, start owning. Take a look at the description below for the links, and I'll see you in the next audit.